A new law in Afghanistan that some say would limit the rights of women in the country's minority Shia community has been an issue of intense debate for weeks. But at a packed meeting in Kabul's biggest Shia mosque on Saturday, Islamic scholar Sheikh Asif Mohseni tried to put an end to the division and what he calls misunderstanding.
Women are Muslims, and in the hundreds of years they lived with men. They lived under Islamic law with love. They accept that. This is Islamic law. It is not a political issue that they will not accept.
According to the United Nations, the new law, known as the Shia family law, would take back women's rights to Taliban times. It would allow a husband to force sex upon his wife, require a wife to have permission to leave the home, and in the case of a divorce, the father would get full custody of the child after 7 years of age, among other things.
It is very important for us to be sensitive to local culture, but we also think that there are certain basic principles that all nations should uphold.
From U.S. President Barack Obama to a handful of other world leaders, the global community has denounced the law. Italy threatened to pull its female troops out of Afghanistan if the law is not changed or scrapped altogether. Other nations have suggested taking the same action. Meanwhile, Afghan President Hamid Karzai promised to review the law. Dozens of women attended this meeting, and those we spoke with say they agree with this law, that they don't think President Karzai should review it, and they think the international community should stay out of it. The scholars presented a petition with what they say are hundreds of names of Shia women who support the law. Alina Rezai says she and other Shia women believe this law is okay because it will hold their families together, and they say it is part of Islamic law which they accept.
This is our laws, this is our Islam laws. We respect our laws, Islam laws.
As hard as it may be for the international community to believe, this woman says the new law is something that Shia women want.
It's not something which men are pressuring us to accept. When we accept Islam as a woman, then we accept all of the conditions which Islam gives for the protection of women.
If the law is revised or scrapped, Sheikh Asif Mohseni promises a big fight that he says will take Afghanistan into another crisis. Todd, Baer, Al Jazeera, Kabul.